This week, there are some incredible cards up for grabs. There's another Charizard, there's Shinings, there's EX Era cards, and Gold Stars, all up for grabs this week on ungraded.com. And as always, guys, we're going to be reviewing some of the top cards this week, looking at some of the defects, what potential grade they get, and then how much those cards could be worth once you grade them. To help you make an informed decision on how much you want to actually bid for these cards to add them to your collection. So, let's rip into it. Okay, guys, so we are on ungraded.com right now, as you know. And of course, as always, if you want to follow along, just head to their website, make an account. You can start liking some of the cards to get notifications on them. And you can, of course, start bidding. So head to their website. And once you've done that, do hit subscribe here on the channel and ring the alert bell, because we do these reviews every week for you. And give the video a like as well. It'd be much appreciated. And comment down below, and you'll probably have to wait till we watch a bit more, your favourite item up for grabs on this week's auctions, number 11. Also, let me know if one of your cards is up for sale here, because I'm really interested to get some comments going of people who are actually selling on this as well. So comment down below. All right, so let's have a quick look at some of the stuff we got going on. So we got some first edition here. That Blossom looks really nice. That's in near mint. There's a couple of moderately played. Don't tend to look too much into the overly plain stuff. We tend to stick to the near mint. Look at the Aerodactyl EX Era cards. Stunning. We got a Dark Charizard there in near mint in holo. Interested to see what that's like. These are really cool, these promos. So this is Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres. Unfortunately, they are in light play, as you can see. But we will try and look at some of the higher ones. I saw some crystals. Gold Star right there, the Suicune, the Gold Star. We've got the Crystal Golem in here as well. So sick to start having some cards like this. What we got on another page? Base set Charizard, Gold Star, Jolteon, Espeon. Beautiful card. Unfortunately, light play, but what a card. Look, we've got more EX cards in here as well. There's the Moltres to go with it. The Mew from Southern Islands. Got there in the end. Southern Islands Mew. Wicked card. Already on £48. We will definitely look a bit more on that card. That Vaporeon is nice. Look at this. We've got some EX reverse stuff in here. If this is really clean, some of this, like maybe we'll check out some of these as well. They can go for some crazy money. The Gym Challenge Arcanine in there is very nice. So we've got one final page. We'll just have a quick look. The Shining Raichu. What a card. We will save some of those bigger ones till the very end, guys. And we'll kick off with some of the other ones first. Okay, so first up, look, I want to look at this Charizard. Now, this is a light play Charizard. But actually, what I want to let you know is the Charizard that sold last week actually went for £690. That was crazy. That's what the seller got. The buyer paid more because they pay a fee to buy, so the sellers don't pay fees. It went like crazy. It went about, I think I thought it'd go about 600, so it went over what I was expecting. That's crazy. It does look like it could get a 9 as well, so I'm excited to see how that person gets on. If you bought that card, let me know on Instagram or saying what grade you get when you grade it, because I'd be very interested to know. But anyway, let's take a look at this light play one. As always, you click into the card, you load the cards, and then you can, of course, rotate them, and you can see everything going on. Now, all of the base Charizards on this site have done well. And if we have a look, this has got, like, you know, hairline scratching in the holo and stuff like that. It's got some silvering on the edge. So, yeah, I can see why this has been put down as light play. But there's no, like, creases or anything that I can see. Hopefully I'm not going to miss one. But I can't see any creases on the front. I think this looks to me, you have got some chipping here. So, my internet's been playing up a little bit today, I'm not going to lie. So, it might be a little bit slow. But we've got, yeah, a little bit of silvering coming through there. So this is what, going to be like a 4, like a 5, I reckon would be, you know, if I got a 5 for this, I'd be pretty happy with a 5. Let's take out some of the prices. Now, guys, when we check pricing, we use this website. So this is just a standard base set, but we use the price charting. It's quite good. It gives you graded options. If we scroll down to the bottom here, we can see what 5s go for. £182 apparently in a 5 on a base set. We are currently at £42. So, yeah, there's still some headroom in this card, that's for sure. Next up, we have this Jolteon Gold Star. And now this is saying it is near mint. So, I'm intrigued to see just how clean this is. Currently on £103 worth of bids already. Bearing in mind this stuff doesn't end until Sunday. These are some of the highest numbers I've seen on cards already so early on. There is some real traction building on this website, I have to say, and I can only see it getting better. I'm loving being involved at this early stage with them as well, the way they're building this premier auction site like this. So, am I seeing, is there a cup just, was that a scratch? Is that a scratch just there? Maybe just one little scratch in the holo there. I think it is looking good. Like, as it stands, I do feel this has got a chance at a 9. I do want to check. I think that, okay, there are a couple of scratches in the holo. So it doesn't mean it's still not near mint. Let's have a look at the back. So you've got a little dink in this top corner up here. We can have a look at, as you can see. A little dink up there. Centering all looks very good. Of course, as always, guys, you can use a centering tool where you measure and move stuff around to do that. I only tend to do it where I think it's right on the edge. Like, this is plenty within. Like, just a quick check for you, like side to side, it's bang on 50-50 apparently. So I wouldn't, visually I would know not to bother checking it, but there is something in this corner here. So I'm thinking with this Jolteon we could be looking at, I think it's an 8 at best. That's my personal opinion. So let's check this out. Okie dokie. So if this does get an 8 at its very best, let's say worst case scenario it gets a 7, £302. 8 is best case in my opinion on this card. An 8, you're looking at over £450. That is crazy. There is a lot of room in this card. It's going to do well. This is going to do very well. Okay, so I do want to check on a couple of first edition cards. So we've got a Dark Vileplume in first edition. Now there's a lot of holo in this card. And I'm trying to see if that is a little bit of... No. So there is part of the design of the card. It's like this swoosh. And you've got a couple more up here. But they can look deceiving, right? Doesn't it look like scratching there and there? But this is all like a swoosh around the card. Yeah, I honestly think this could be another 8 again on the Dark Vileplume first edition. Let's go and check the price on that. Okay, so if this does hit an 8, guys, like it's looking like it could, you'd be looking at £38. However, if you could squeak that 9, I don't know. I like to be a little bit more conservative because I don't want to oversell and push on the cards. Not that I have any skin in the game with the cards doing well, but I'd rather not over-advise and overhype something. But, like, you could potentially get up to 72 if it's 9, but I think you're more than likely going to get an 8 on that Vileplume. Okay, so this is an item that I've been quite excited to see more of these appear on the site. So these are the Legends, Legend Collection, right? Legendary Collection, yes. But these are these firework reverse holos, and these are crazy money in high grades, and they've got this down as near mint. And I'm really intrigued to see how the photography and the way they photo these cards. Look at the way that works. That is so cool. It's like a disco ball up close. You can see every single dot. Look, dot, 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 dot. And it does look, these are hard to see if they're going to be clean. I'm trying to work, I really want to make sure I scan this card over for any real big defects. Obviously not too much to worry about in the actual image itself, but it's going around the edge. And it is clean. Man, if this could get at least a 9, because I'm looking, this is definitely, well, it's on £5.50. See, this is looking like a really good opportunity here on. Okie dokie. So now then. Look at this. If you hit a 10, £286. Like I said, these legendary connections are hard to get in 10s. But there will be a sliver of hope if you were to grade this of getting that 10. Look, worst case, I think it's a 9. It looks a solid 9. You're looking at £85. Like, this is well worth giving it a go on this card, I have to say. You're looking at the worst case, £85 on this card in the 9, but look, up to £286 in the 10. So next up, we've got to check out some EX era stuff. I think EX era is like one of the all-time great eras for Pokemon. It was actually really underprinted. It was like EX era came in after Wizard of the Coast stopped making cards for Pokemon, so it's Pokemon started making their own ones, and you'd be surprised how much value there is in this era and how like underrated it is still, like weirdly, in the sense of like, some people, if you know, like if you see a clean reverse holo, you will pay a lot of money, whereas a lot of people don't really understand why has a reverse holo got a stamp on it. It's this era. Reverse holos were rarer than the holos in this era and worth more. You had the stamp on it for the set symbol. Oh, they were incredible. This is an awesome one. Unseen Forces is a very cool set as well. Also, EX era is where Gold Stars came from as well. It's just one of the all-time great eras and maybe the best era ever. What was your best era for Pokemon, guys? Let me know down below. But anyway, let's have a look at the quality now. Okay, this has got it down as near mint at the moment. I am seeing an error or an issue. Look, you've got a slight dink in the top of the card there. As you can see, little bubble popping over there. So it's not going to be a 9. I think you are looking like just going off the front, and yeah, look, some scratching in that corner. So I think this is high. This is a high of an 8. Is that also a little bit rolling here or not? I don't think it is. I actually think that's all right. I think it's just like a slight reflection. Like it's nothing drastic. They're still nice and smooth. Yeah, I think you're looking like an 8 on the front. Yeah, if we look at the back, actually. If we look here, we got another little dink in that corner as well. And it's probably to do with it maybe didn't spend the start of its life in the top loader. I reckon it spent some time in a binder getting mushy. It might have even got played a little bit, but in like a sleeve and stuff. But yeah, I actually think you are looking at probably about a 7 on this card if you were to grade it. Let's check it out. Okie dokie. So if this was to hit 7, guys, you are only looking at about £45 on this. I don't think you are going to look much higher, but look if this was a 10. £540 in a 10. Crazy money. But I really think you are looking at 7 on this card, meaning about £45 in value once graded. All right, so we got to be checking out this Mew right here. We need to look at it. It's saying near mint. It's got £48 on bids so far. And look at the benefit to this website right now for reverse holos. Just to see everything. Because I can see a couple of little defects or whatever. I actually think that might be a print line. Either that or it's a really dead straight... Like, actually, no, it's not. I think that actually is. If we look at the angle, I just think that could be a scratch. Oh, no, wait, kids going. It's print line. That's a print line. However, I did spot a scratch or two over here. Or is that a vertical print lines as well? No, that's scratch there, isn't it? So there is a couple of scratches. There's a bit of silvering in that top edge. You think, though, if you're on another website and all you get to see is that, it's hard to tell. Like, you know, if this is flat, you're going to struggle to see what's wrong with the card. But at least like this, the quality of the imagery is there. That's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to be sitting at an 8 on this, you know. Yeah, I'm going 8 at best, but I think you could even go as low as a 7. I think it's a 7 to 8 on this. Let's check out the price on this Mew number 1. Okay, so we found this here. Now, I thought maybe, 7 to 8. And actually, though, even then, guys, if you do hit an 8 on this, £125 pretty much. That's some serious money. But look at the price on a 10. Oh, my God. 1.4k in a 10. But that is just going to be how hard this card is to grade. Like, it's not saying you got in packs, was it? It came in like sheets and like postcard. It's a bit harder to get hold of. Also, to keep the quality and the condition of a reverse holo like that, when like grading wasn't a massive thing at the time either. Yeah, so I can see why this is going to be really hard to get in 10. But as we can see, 7 is 70. But if you do scrape that 8, which I think it could get an 8, I think 7 is your safety net, but 8 is where it could potentially go up to. You are nearly doubling the value by that. And then again, look, add another 120 quid on if you get a 9. It's not going to get a 9, I don't think, in my opinion. But look at that, £124. Wow. Now, here's another big card. This is a Vaporeon, and this is from Skyridge. Now, this, again, was an awesome era for Pokemon. Expedition, Ankypolis, and Skyridge. Beautiful card. Look at the artwork on this. Now, this has got a print line already at the top. However, I have seen 10s from print lines. So, especially in, like, this era, I've seen them let this slide. This sort of print line in the card. I never really 100% know why it could slide. Like, why is that? I'm not really sure. If anyone really knows why they don't seem to count them sometimes, you let me know. Because I know that Team Rocket Returns reverse holos often had print lines and they would let them go. And there was another set that you'd often get the print line in the Pokemon itself. And, like, you could still get 10s with that print line in it. So I don't really know why. Also, as we know, with, like, the biggest grading company out there, PSA, they can be a rule unto their own sometimes, can't they? You know, you see 1s get 10s and 10s get 1s, you know? But anyway, let's have a look. So we have got a hairline scratch, so I won't get a 10 anyway. I think there's even a bit of dirt on the card. I think this is already looking like an 8 to me. Now, guys, obviously this came in a holo and a reverse holo version. The reverse holo one is going to be very hard to get in 10. £203 in a 10. I think you are you are going anything from a 6 to a 7. Really, it's going to go for raw value in that. Look, if we look, £54 roughly on Grail. That'll be like a cross conditions though, not just like mint and not. That could include light play, but a 7 is like in the £50 mark, and an 8's not too much more on that. So I'm going to put it around the £50 mark. All right, so next up we have this Blaine's Arcanine, and I actually recently sold one of these myself. And we got £25 for it, and this is currently at £25 already, and it looks just as clean, to be fair. So whoever bought our one, congratulations. Actually, ours is a non-rarity one as well, so wow. This is looking really good, actually. Let's have a look at some of the holo on here as well. Is that a scratch? Let's let it load. No, it's not. Okay. So that's looking clean. I think this is looking like at least a 9, actually. I would say at least a 9 on this. So let's check it out. Okay, guys. So if this gets a 9, you are looking at £47. However, if it does sneak that 10, you're looking at £100. I think it's a solid 9. Could it squeak a 10? You never know. I would be more confident saying a 9, though. Okay, next up, let's look another EX era card. We have an Aerodactyl EX. These, again, are some of my favourite era of cards. And look at the artwork, the dark red in there. This is so cool looking. What a card. Now, this has got some scratching in the silver borders around here. You can see, so you are looking like already probably about an 8 at least on the card, especially if we take a look at the back. We have a little dink in this bottom corner down here. No, I would say like a 7 or 8, but let's take a look, see what sort of price this would go for in those scores. Okay, here we go, the Aerodactyl from Sandstorm. Now, if it is a 7, unfortunately, it is only around the £50 mark. But if you do get the 8, it doesn't actually jump a lot more, does it? £54, wow. However, a 10, £351. Good card to find if you can get it clean. That's for sure. That's some big money in 10. But look, yeah, you are looking anything from like £50 to £60 on this card if you do manage to hit that 8. All right, next we have a near mint dark Charizard. So let's have a quick swirl around some of these. I can already see some whitening around the edge and on the back. And actually, is that a little stain in the corner there? Or is that part of the shadow? Because this corner is not... It's far from perfect. So again, this is already jumping down to like an 8. Let's see if the front is nice and clean on the holo. Then there could be... Is there a little hidden swirl in there? No, it's just a nice little cluster of holo. But the holo is looking very nice, I have to say, on that. So maybe this could scrape an 8. Let's check out the price if it was to get an 8. Okay, so if we get an 8, it is only £50. If it was to go any higher, I don't think it's going any higher, to be fair. But look at 10 over £300. This is a card you need in first edition. First edition on Team Rocket really does jump the value up, I have to say. Next up, we have the Gold Star Suicune, or as I like to call it, Sejuani. I know I'll get a lot of hate for that, but oh, Gold Stars, man. Gold Stars. Oh, I was really hoping we'd see some Gold Stars come back, maybe in that Team Rocket set coming. Like, come on, just throw us some. We obviously got the Treecko, the Mudkip, and the Torchic as Gold Stars in EX Team Rocket Returns. I'm going to just cross my fingers and hope we get a Gold Star. Is it going to happen? I don't know. We got a Greninja, didn't we? Gold Star promo. So you never know. It'd be awesome if we did. But they need to be hard to get. So the way Gold Stars were like a 1 in 3 booster boxes if you were lucky. Not like a 1 in a case. So we shall see. Now this has got a couple of hairline scratches just up there in the holo. But it's not bad overall on that holo. I finally get a better view like that. Is there any real damage on the edge? So you've got a little bit of edge wear down there in that corner. A little bit up here. I think it's more the back that seems to have more of the wear. Look, you've got this bottom right-hand corner here with whitening. You've got a chip up in here. So, and you've got this mark here. Look at that. So, nice little scratch in the border, as you can see, guys. So I think you are realistically looking at something like an 8 on this as well. So let's check it out. Okay, so if this hits an 8, £292 in an 8. That's really, really good. A 10 is a K. 1K for this in a 10. Wow. But look, I think you are looking like an 8. So this has still got some room. What's the current bids on it in the moment? 107. This has still got some room to get some more bids in here. But like I said, there's some quite big bids coming in very early on at the moment. But yeah, this is looking like an 8 to me. 290 quid. All right, next up, we have a crystal golem. These were some of the coolest designs. So these came in Expedition Skyridge, Aquapolis, you had, or Aquapolis, whatever you want to say. These are really cool. And you had like 2 variations, well, didn't you? Like a reverse hollow version and a hollow version as well. But this is looking absolutely stunning, to be fair. They've got this down as near mint to mint. And wow, look at this card. This is awesome. Let's have a close look at some of the details on this. Look at the face. The actual artwork and the design of the card is so cool. Look at the claws. Golem is such a cool Pokemon, actually, isn't it? I really like it. Have we had an all-art Golem yet? We haven't, have we? That would be sick. Will we see a Golem? I could see this being one of the, you know, like the Terra and the Stellar set, Stellar Crown. Golem would have been like perfect for that with like the rocks and stuff, wouldn't it? And the gems. Imagine having a Stellar version where it's all gems instead of rocks. Pokemon, make that idea. Make it happen. Make it happen. Give us a Stellar Golem. But we have got what looks to be a scratch just there. You can see it coming down the card. Yeah, that's a scratch going down through there. So there is one in there. So we are not going to be getting an elusive 10 on this card. Let's see what a lot more. And again, I apologize about my internet as we're going through some of this. Could still get, I think a 9 might be out. 9 is out of the question now when I'm looking at the back here. So we've got whitening down here and a little bit of a naff corner down there. A little bit of a dodgy corner up there as well. So again, this is looking at probably a high of an 8 on this card, I would say, but let's check it out anyway. Golem 148. Yes, so this is the hollow foil version rather than the reverse hollow version. And if we hit an 8 though, £361. That's still a lot of money. That is still a lot of money in an 8. £361. Even a 7, £280. Current bids on this card, £20 current bid. Okay, currently, you guys have seen my max bid now. I'm currently winning this card. I'm currently winning the card. But yes, anyway, this is definitely one looking worth going for. I really like this. I do think it's going to do very well. I would be hoping really to get an 8 on this as a grade. £360. Now here's another very cool card. So we have a Japanese Suicune or a Szechuan. Now this is a first edition as well, and I would be hoping to see this be very clean. Now I can already tell you it's not a 10 from looking at the back because we've got a it's been dropped, unfortunately, and there's a bit of dirt. That looks like it would clean off wise, but unfortunately that corner has got a bit of dirt. And have we got any like scratching in the actual back itself? Okay, no. So we are looking. That's quite a substantial corner like hit, isn't it? So like, pardon me, there's scratching. Okay, so I think that this could be an 8 as well, unfortunately, because this would be beautiful in a 9. I tell you what, I would grade this with ace, because I reckon ace label would look absolutely sick. If I win that Golem, I'm grading that Golem with ace, by the way. If I manage to win that, it is going to ace. That is where it's going. But this is looking pretty, it's pretty good, but it has got this hairline scratching. But it doesn't seem to be chipping in the rest of it. It's purely in there. So I'd say, again, an 8 at very best on the Suicune, but maybe in as low as a 7. Let's check out the price. Okay, so checking out the price here, 7 is as low as £44, but even an 8 actually only takes to 55. A 10, 234 on this. So it's a pretty big jump to get up there, but I actually would have thought this would be worth a bit more. Maybe if it's the English variation, I think it would probably go quite a bit higher on the price. But yeah, you are looking anything from 45 to £60 in value, because I think I'll get a 7 or an 8. Okay, guys, the final card we are looking at is going to be a Shining Raichu. This is awesome to start seeing cards like this appear on the website. It's Shining Raichu. These are just shining cards like this are just like the OG. Oh my god, they are so good. I still need to get myself a Shining Charizard at some point, but I want a 10 when I get one. I want to grade it myself. I will grade it with ace. Some of you may kill me for that, but I use ace. That's my personal choice. I refer to PSA with this stuff because I know you guys probably are looking at adding value. PSA does add more value, of course, if you grade these cards. But ace is still doing its bits as well. And personal collection, I prefer it. So anyway, that's my little bit about that. Look, let's actually have a look at the holo here. Is this going to be that clean? So, okay, so there is a little mark in the cheek there, if you can see that. There is a slight mark. Now, I can't say I've looked at one of these in person to see if that looks a little bit out of the ordinary, to be fair. And And there is some hairline scratching in the actual holo there itself. But obviously the main part of the back isn't even holo. So you are not looking at 10, unfortunately. Centering is good on the card. What else we got here? Look at that little triple stars on it as well. They've like brought that back, haven't they? That's crazy to think that shinings were like that. And now we have all the star system again. But corner isn't quite square there either. So unfortunately, I do think this could be looking like an 8 already. Yeah. Yeah, to me, this is an 8. You got whitening down the sides there. And it depends on how deep... That's an actual... That's not scratch or chip. That looks like a slight imprint, doesn't it, into the holo, which is such a shame. Look at that face. It is so cool. But I do unfortunately think you are looking at a 7 to 8 on this card. Alright guys, Shining Raichu in a 7 to 8. So a 7 is just under £200. If you hit that 8, it goes to 250. So the price differential between the two is... It's a substantial, but not hundreds of pounds, you know. You're talking about a £50 price difference, really. So, you know, I could still see this card pushing near the £200 mark. I think people would still chance it because I think people will try and get the 8 out of this. Look, if it was a 10, £600 card, of course. But no, I think this is going to be a 7 to 8 on the Shining Raichu. So there we go, guys. That is an awesome little look into the cards for auction this week on Ungraded. Some absolute bangers. I'm going to be going for a couple on this one for sure this week that I'll be trying to get my hands on. You guys can go and bid on them yourselves as well. Just make sure you head to the link down below. I might even chuck one up in a minute as well over on this side that you can go and look at. But let me know in the comments down below, were one of your cards up there? Are you trying to win the cards? What are you thinking of all the ungraded stuff? How do you think the website's progressing? Let me know everything like that in the comments down below. Other than that, thank you once again for watching, guys. Do make sure you go and subscribe to the channel. I think it's down here now. Go and check out some videos I did in Japan. I went and did some vlogs in Japan. Some of those cards ended up being sold on this website last week, so you can go and check them out in here. And yeah, make sure to check out ungraded.com down here. Stay safe, guys. See you next one. Peace.